Welcome everybody to the LEC PGL, the third one of the week. The last one is late, but it's going to be banger. I'm Sjokz, and I'm joined by Caedrel and by Neon, who goes 3-0 with Vitality. Congrats.
Yay, thanks.
That's crazy. Congratulations. Looked, I don't want to say it was easy because it wasn't at all, right? There were a lot of difficult games, but what are you kind of the most proud of what you did as a team in getting that 3-0?
Well, I think I'm very proud of my teammates for being able to play well on stage for the first time and actually communicate properly. We actually had like no misunderstandings this weekend, which is what I like expected, that, you know, maybe my non-English speaking teammates or like not native English speakers would have maybe like nerves on the stage or would, you know, like some issues would pop up. But so far it's only been better. Like actually when we go on stage, they kind of enter the monk zone and, you know, they just go ham.
Yeah, I think League is like a language you can kind of communicate in sometimes, you know, where it's like,
definitely. Like League is like a language that like transcends or the language barriers actually.
Yeah.
And you just say fight and everyone knows what to do, right? So that's kind of how we are right now. And I mean, it works. I mean, in my opinion, let's say you have 5 fakers on my team, on one team.
Fakers,
yeah, you don't even have to say anything. Like everyone just does their job and, you know, you play. So like comms are obviously very useful, but to an extent, your skill can also make up for lack of comms.
It's interesting because Perkz said exactly the same thing. Did you each have that point like unconnected to each other and then found out that you actually all agreed on that? Or?
Oh, I didn't actually watch the Perkz one, so I think I just said how
you hear
I
him
feel
enough,
like
right?
it. Yeah, I do hear him enough actually. He does speak.
How is it having Perkz in mid, you know? You press tab, you see one of the greatest all-time mid laners with all this experience in mid lane. Is he like very vocal in reviews and you just kind of like listen, or do you like give him a little bit of fight back sometimes?
Honestly, a little bit on like, I don't know, like I love playing with Perkz because he's just so fucking funny. like I can't. Like this guy is so funny, right? And he's so good at the same time. So I just love playing with him on the same team, right? Like it's super good. And yes, when it comes to game, he has a lot of experience and I can learn a lot from him. Like you can feel that this guy has been and played against the best teams and the best players, and he has a lot of experience in that regard, right? So he is someone who is actually a really crucial part to making Bo and Photon work because he has the experience to make them succeed.
It's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? You've got one of the biggest prodigy Chinese junglers. You've got one of the prodigy top laners from the LCK Challenger Series. You've got Perkz, who's got the wealth of experience. Neon, who had an amazing last split on Misfits, basically like single-handedly carrying some of those games. And then Kaiser, who won 2 titles in a year where a lot of people doubt him. You just put it all together. And
it might be a, what would you call that?
A
Hey, don't do that. Not allowed, okay?
A cocktail for success.
We all know how the last Vitality Super Team went, so let's just call us
We're not doing it.
Well, the last Vitality Super Team went 0-3 in both Super Weeks. And I know this is not a Super Week, but it's kind of a Super Week.
It is.
It feels like a Super Week.
Yeah.
So it's night and day for that in that regard.
I was going to say actually for you, Neon, because, you know, you've been on a couple of teams and how can I say this like diplomatically to not like shade for my team.
Just say it.
It's not that it's always been the easiest, I feel like, right? You were never really in a position where you easily got to playoffs and then got to show what you could do in the best of 5s. I feel like a lot of the times it's been a struggle, and you, for me, have been a shining light on many of those lineups. Tell me about being in this environment now where, yeah, you tab and everything's going well and you seem to be gelling well and you're getting the wins, like, you know.
Yeah, so many times as a rookie, right, like you kind of have to come in and you don't instantly get put into like one of the best teams, right? So you kind of have to like redeem yourself. So a lot of times as a rookie, you're kind of thrown into this fire pit where if you suck too much, you're gone forever. If you suck just a little bit, you might stay and get lucky to eventually like make yourself good enough to compete with the best, right? Which is what I think happened in my case, right? Like at the start of my like LEC career, like I was around and I wasn't really good, but with time I actually learned a lot and I kept learning, and I think now I can finally show what I have, what I've accumulated during those years, and I mean I'm really happy to be where I am right now.
You've been through the gulag, basically.
Yeah, I've been in the fucking gulag.
That was it with Schalke and Misfits. You've been through it all. Now you're on this Super Team Vitality. How much did you see that was happening around mid? I saw you getting chased through the river while a lot of the fighting was happening. Struggling a little bit in bot this game, but mid jungle was just doing so much work.
Yeah. I didn't actually see exactly what happened in mid lane, but I think there might have been an oopsie from Niski because I heard Perkz laugh quite a bit. Perkz actually even told us to watch what happened a bit after the game. Like, go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, I
it
think,
was that funny.
I think Niski flash E'd and missed on Victor with a laser try and kill Perkz, and then they killed him.
Then he died.
And then I saw Perkz' camera, and he was just losing it. So it was probably that.
What were you telling me? Who was chatting? There's something. Chat, ex-teammate chat, something.
Oh, was there chatting?
Wonder, what was it?
Wonder chatting? Oh, the cringe that Photon wrote?
No. You were showing me. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It was the Sven tweet where he says, like, in your pause, he messaged Sven on the TR. I don't know if you saw it because Sven tweeted it. He said, open up the stream. We're about to do, I can't say the words.
No, we
on
can't say the word. You can
but
find it on
he's going to do certain
Twitter.
things to the team that they're going to be playing against, which is really funny.
Yeah,
so he was
and it
definitely,
happens. Specifically to Niski, I think.
11 kills, so.
Yeah, it was crazy. Talking about comms, we actually have some of your voice comms for the Baron, so let's listen.
I'm dead.
Yeah, it's fine. I say they want to nash. Yeah, I will go.
You can poke them, okay? Just poke them.
Wukong no.
You don't know what TP was.
Yeah,
we have
okay.
to TP fast. I don't know what. Okay, we have what here?
Yeah, I have what. Can you TP now?
Just wait.
Yeah, I know. Can we go?
Wukong no.
Go here.
Yeah,
No. Slowly. I will fight you.
Calm down. Everybody shut up, okay?
Yeah.
Stop talking.
They're coming. Don't flip it.
You guys can just win me.
Just wait. I know.
Can just win me. 10 seconds. Just win me. 10 seconds.
It's okay, bro. We wait.
We wait. It's okay. They can't. Yeah. I will engage this way, okay?
No. I will TP just.
Yeah. I will engage. I want to engage this way.
Wait. Wukong behind me.
Yeah, I know. Go find the Wukong. This way? No. Stop. Wukong, go.
Bottom.
Stop. Okay, nice.
We can chase.
Yeah, we can. Go. Nice.
Nice.
Oh my god. That was a roller coaster. The first 10 seconds was a mess. And then Perkz is screaming, shut up. And then people keep talking. And then Bo is just screaming, stop. That was intense. Did it feel intense, that moment?
It felt quite intense, right? But I also felt like everyone knew what part they are supposed to play in that specific team fight, right? So even though the comms seemed hectic, like to me in game, I wasn't like stressed out or anything, right?
I was just watching that.
I'm used to this, okay?
Yeah.
So to me, this is like.
Didn't you say it was like the cleanest comms? You barely say anything.
Well, you just spam these like keywords like stop, fight. I go.
Yeah.
To be honest, from like a spectator point of view, watching that, you just lost your top laner. They start Baron, then they peel off because they get chunked. Vi goes in the pit and just sits there tanking it. Wait for TP, turn and get a kill. It looked clean. But then it just sounded a bit, all over the place. But if you hear those keywords, I feel like a lot of times when you're a pro player, you can maybe speak on this as well. It's like when you're playing the game and you say something, you feel like they didn't register it because they're focused. So you say it so many times, like 4 or 5 times, to make sure it registers in their head. And I think that's where the mess comes from.
Yeah, I mean, everyone just wants to get their point across, right?
Yeah.
And even if, like, it's just so important, like some things that you will just keep saying it, right? But you still know, like, you're still on the same wavelength, right? Like before. Like when our top laner dies, we already made a plan, and that was to basically poke them and wait for our TP, right? So even though the comms were really hectic, like from the get-go, like everyone was kind of on the same plan.
And I think it also shows what you said there about Perkz, that he, in that moment, he's been in that situation like a million times in super high pressure situations.
Yeah, I mean, you can see him like telling Bo to like shut up and just relax, calm down, don't talk.
I got this.
Yeah, he's like the dad.
Yeah.
Of the team.
It's really cool to see. And I think regardless of course, we don't have an affinity to either team. We just want to see the best League of Legends. But it's fun to see it work, right, Caedrel? It's exciting.
It is really fun because it's a long time coming, all of these, like, I'm not going to say the word, but these teams that should be super that we don't see actually coming to fruition. These excellent teams, they never really pull it off, but I feel like Vitality seems to be working. I think the league as a whole just looks strong. I don't know if you agree with this, but Mad looks strong, Koi looks strong, Vitality looks strong. I think G2 looks incredibly strong. So overall, I think our top teams seem stronger.
Well, compared to last year, I would say so. Yeah, I think the top teams got a little bit stronger because I think we have maybe like a new strong team. Like I think G2 got stronger. I think Koi, not sure yet. Maybe not. I think Vitality is stronger. I think Fnatic is weaker though. Mad Lions, not sure. So it's kind of hard to say because it's also like maybe slightly different meta and a lot of players that are also new. So I think for me it's hard to say just yet whether it's stronger. But
it's interesting though. I mean, you just beat Madline. So I guess it makes sense that you would say that. Fnatic, of course, yeah, we've been talking about that. And we've been talking a lot about bot. I actually asked my analysts to talk about what the most stacked role is in EU and ReadyCheck. And they said in this order, jungle, support, top.
I disagree a little bit with top.
With yourself?
Well,
no,
that
it's
was
top.
but top,
and they even made a joke at Marksman's expense, Neon, saying that.
Yeah, we
not,
did. AD carry role.
Yeah.
It's not stacked?
No, not that it's not stacked. The role is just
not as stacked
you
as
just go into a
jungle
fighting at
or
one
something.
shot now and then, you know what I'm saying?
True. I mean, I kind of don't see like all the names in my head right now, so I can't give you like a proper opinion on that.
I'll tell you. We just go down the thing.
Hello.
Okay,
Right.
we're gonna really go down on this
we
segment.
got, Hans and Mickey.
Sjokz on some
We got
spicy
your
takes.
bot lane. We've got Comp and Trimby. Hillsang and Carsey. I'm going to be tested now because
I like what you've
actually
done
got
there, though. You've put it together. You said bot lane.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That's 3?
No. Bot lane is better than just Marksman.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think bot lane's got better this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think bot lane's got better because I think like the lower teams have actually quite decent bot lanes. Like they have, like for example, I think Team BDS has been playing well on bot.
Yeah.
I think SK Gaming has a solid bot lane better than last year. I think Team Heretics also has a decent bot. I think bot lanes overall are stronger in terms of like overall.
Maybe too top heavy. Like.
Yeah, I think the top bot lanes are obviously like way better, but it's not like the bottom part is getting stumped like last year, like that hard. So.
But why did you say Fnatic got worse?
Why did I say Fnatic got worse? I mean, from my experience, I found it harder playing against Upset because I think so far Fnatic also has shown a weakness. They've entered every game and banned 3 bot lane picks every single game, and that just tells you a lot. If this is their game plan coming into the first Super Week, that speaks a lot. And next week, meta is still the same. There's no new patch. I think it's very likely that you're going to expect these 3 bans. So that should make drafting for Fnatic extremely hard because they already told you basically this week that we do not want to play against any of this.
You should join the desk. This is really good.
Yeah, this is really good. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think thinking back when he was on G2, I think there was bot lane bans floating around. I think from what I've seen from Reckless, especially solo queues, he gets like these 3 or 4 champs that he's really comfortable and he really wants to stick with those champions. And so figuring out the best matchup for them is a way to, I mean, they flex the Ashe until last pick, give him Sivir, they early rotate Varus. I think this is his kind of style. If I was to think of Reckless, I wouldn't really see him playing things like Caitlyn or Lucian or Draven or Kalista, these lanes that push or try to all-in. I think any champion that scales well and has good wave clear is like the Reckless champ. So I can see that maybe the meta is not perfect for him. You know, I think you would love a bit more Tristana, a bit more Misfortune, perhaps.
But yeah, we'll see. Let's talk about G2 a little bit, as they are the only other undefeated team in the league. What is it about them that you think makes them one of the strongest teams right now, or what's working particularly well?
Yeah, I think G2 is a really, really tough opponent because not only do they play basically every champ on every role, they're also really, really good at early game, which from scrims and from the games that they've played so far has shown a lot. Like, if these guys get a lead, they will end the game in 20 minutes, right? Because they are really good at early game, right? So, yeah, I think definitely G2 got way stronger this year, and it's probably the toughest opponent to beat as of right now, after this Super Week, after what they've showed us. So, I think we play them next week.
You do, yeah, on the Monday.
So
Vitality G2.
A Monday game.
Monday,
hopefully
Vitality
at
G2.
maybe at midnight again.
Yeah, that's going to be a banger. Like G2 just looks like their game plan is so clear. It's just all through bot lane by the looks of it. You know, Caps has got his wacky pick today, like the Zac. But I feel like their style has changed so much more from last year, where last year, like FLICKR would just pick Senna, chill, Senna, Seraphim, whatever it may be, play a bit topside, and now it's the opposite, you know?
Yeah, well, now it's also really, really bot-centric meta. Like right now, bot lane is really OP, right? And I thought today G2 had like a really good draft because they flexed Karma like 3 ways. Like they flexed Karma to bot in the first 3 picks, and then they flexed Karma to mid, and they flexed Karma and Zac. Like both could have gone to like either lane, I think. So the enemy just couldn't win the game based off draft, I thought.
Yeah, it was quite impressive to see. Let's take a look at the schedule. You said it already on Monday. We'll have Vitality versus G2, but we'll have another 3 days. So let's take a look. Oh, Koi Heretics is actually on Saturday. That's pretty hyped. That's going to be big numbers for the Spanish
Koi
viewership,
Heretics,
I think.
Ibai versus Grey F. That's going to be a big one. You guys up against Astralis. They're struggling, 0-3. I think you guys had a pretty tough week overall. You know, you went against Fnatic. I think that game...
I don't think we had like the toughest we could have gotten because we didn't have Koi and G2.
Yeah.
We had like a middle.
Yeah.
We had like the middle pack teams this week.
Yeah, I agree. Like the Heretics Mad, like Fnatic is kind of like the BA tier kind of thing, whereas Fnatic, I think, I had S tiers off the bat, right? So strength of schedule can matter. I mean, a third of your split's gone now in regular season. Not split, a third of the regular season in a sense, right? Before the group stage. Yeah. Top 8's all that matters. I think having 3 wins already, you feel really comfortable.
How do you feel about the format, Neon?
I have to say it's quite strange because I've just finished my 3rd day of playing on Monday. Next week is the same, the week after is the same again, and then it's 3 more weeks. So it definitely feels a bit weird. I can't say I'm used to it, but I think I do like it because I do enjoy actually being here this year, even more with a team that I really enjoy playing in. So I'm happy that I will get to play more on stage again. And yeah.
So you said like, oh, next week and then next week again. You used to have like 9 weeks of that, or like 8. At least you get to play best of 3s now, hopefully.
Yeah, it's more like right now you play 3 days and then you have an off day and then you have like 3 days of practice for the next week.
Yeah.
So the stakes are really high and you cannot afford to like joke around in practice. You already need to be like, you just need to be laser focused and do like the maximum you can in these hours. So I like it actually. Like it's more competitive, I feel like.
Yeah, that's the question I was gonna ask. Do you think that this format, having 3 days of scrims and 3 days on stage rather than like 4 days of scrims and 2 days on stage, is better at improving at the game as a team? Do you think like the stage game gives you more value and the scrims are so shortened throughout the week that you have to put more effort into it?
Yeah, I think the shortening of the scrims makes you put more effort into it because since you have 1 less scrim day nowadays, you also scrim more on the days that you scrim. Like before last year, teams would start around like 2 p.m. and end like at 7. You would be done sometimes.
5 games?
You would do like 5 games.
Yeah.
But nowadays you start at like 1 and then maybe at 8 because you have like 3 games, pause, 3 games. So it's like 1 game more, but if you try hard these games, you are actually really, really tired at the end of the day. So to me, it's like, how would I put it? The team or like the player with like more mental capacity and mental fitness and whatever will like come out on top because if you don't like take care of yourself, you'll get chunked up.
Yeah. I think that's a good message.
Right.
Take care of yourself, people. Sleep enough, eat healthily, all of that. Before we take our photo, and by the way, we're getting a Polaroid, hopefully, so we can spice it up a little bit, but it hasn't arrived yet. But anyways, for us, for the LEC, that'll be it. We'll be back for 3 more days, of course, next week for the winter splits. So Ready Check will be returning to its new starting time. So Saturdays will start at 5:30 p.m. Sundays and Mondays will start at 5:45 p.m. for a 15-minute Ready Check. More info about that this week, of course. And don't forget, you can also catch week 1 of the LCS. That's going to start on Central European time of 11 p.m. on Thursday and Friday. So let's take a photo.
Selfie, PGL selfie.
I don't know if we ever had a PGL selfie with Neon, actually.
My mic boxes are falling off. You're a tall man, very handsome as well. I love the hair. Your shirt just electrocuted me. Maybe it's because vitality.
Yeah, Neon was also giving you compliments by your casting.
I know, he's such a kind boy, isn't he?
Super nice. Good vibes overall. Yeah. Sorry I said that. It's embarrassing. Maybe you don't want people to know that.
That he likes me?
Yeah, maybe. All right. Good vibes. Good night, everyone. And we'll see you next week, Saturday.
Saturday till Monday, man.
Test. Can you hear me when I talk like this, Miha? I am your captain for today.
I've got a thing that I'm making the crowd do, and then we go straight to the player walkouts.
Okay,
so there's not going to be a lot of time for chatting. Oh, hello! Welcome to the caster desk. I'm Quickshot, joined by Dagda. Marku, no flash available. Hook shot comes out as well as the engage. Stun comes down, knocked forward. Here we go. Secured. Ebby will be able to find first blood. Now he turns his attention with a 2-level advantage onto Marku. Sidestep but gets rooted in place, and Ebby and Heretics find 2.
By the end of today, there will be something here.
You want to go, bro?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay.
I want to go do some analysis.
This time around, but no summoner spells. And they've got to be very, very careful. The light binding will connect. That's a lot of burst damage. Flash forward, first blood. Crowny and LeBron Targamas cannot reply back. 1-0 BDS.
Yike, no flash, of course. Deo is low. They immediately jump to the Yike. They're going to get the stun. They bury him in ice, but he's able to dash away. Deo's so low, he will go down first. Burst blood over to Astralis. Caps still on the chase, another stun coming out, but Caps with the volatile matter will be able to find his first kill of the game.
Drag already at 2 stacks, but Astralis looking for a fight.
Trying to get the damage down. Once again, Caps pulls them back, and 113 just doesn't have an opportunity.
I can argue. You want to go dive, but I want to argue fountain.
Hey, don't
Go in fountain, I want to argue.
It doesn't work in fountain.
No, it works. It works. Go. It doesn't work. Look, go. Hands, go. Go.
I think my favorite part of this game is when Caps just shouted, "It's flubbering time," and flubbered all over the Venius. Disgusting here from G2, 3-0 on the week. It has been secured by Fnatic, and Marin will be spotted. He steps forward. Trimby can come in with the quickness here as well. The flash away, the Glacial Prism. There's the Realm Warp as well, and that's 2 quick catches for Koi. 1 down, 2 down. Timber goes the tree. Up next is Kazi. Hillisang 2. Only Chasey is chased away. Vitality in dominant fashion end out the week undefeated and join G2 at the top of the table.